So yeah, as I've mentioned though, we are starting today with doing some Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow is our new Magic Standard set that has come out this week. Today, on Tuesday on Arena, it had a pre-release the previous weekend, and is a very cool, fun, and cute-looking set that we're gonna we're gonna take a look at here. Uh, this is a set that's very reminiscent of a lot. Like in preparation for this, we watched a few of the like 80s animated mouse hero films. That is a genre if you're not familiar with things like The Secret of Nim or An American Tale or Great Mouse Detective or The Rescuers, or like there was a pretty sizable contingent of these in the 80s, along with like different series you might be familiar with, the Redwall series of books, or more recently, like the Mouse Guard RPG setup. Um, it's not just mice. I know we're talking a lot about mice here, but like this set actually, as we're going to quick take a look at, uh, is very much a we have a lot more folk than just mice folk around. So also this set is our standard rotation set. So um, yeah, that's fine. Here's the we're getting some previews of some cards here, like Clement the Worrywart, who's a very cool frog druid, or the Vine Lasher, Vine Lasher and Son, uh, or perhaps our nice, delicious food here. A good spread of cards and mechanics here. Um, both in showing some of the bits like Offspring, which is one of our main mechanics in the set. You can't read right there, but we'll get to it. And Valiant, one of the mechanics specific to one of our. Oh, wow, Prowess. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, that's cute. Hugs Avatar. Okay. We're gonna spend orbs here. What does it show? Okay. Yeah, we have another bit we have in this set that we'll get to take a closer look at is like uh, a set of kind of promotional cards that are planeswalkers who are imagined as their animal selves if they planeswalked to Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow follows Kingdom Hearts rules. Um, where if you planeswalk to Bloomburrow, you get transformed into an animal. Because, when Sora shows up on Pride Rock, Sora becomes a lion, because that's just how it works. So we get things like Chase the Fox, uh, Squirrel Liliana. These cards are not in the set proper. They're like I say promotional, but they're within the non-drafting packs. Let's get some Sorens. So, but yeah, to quick take a look though, bat. Like this little owl hiding in my bat. So what I want to do here is just quick take a look at and kind of talk about Bloomburrow as a set, and pull up some of its story beats as well. Not collected. I want. I can't search by story beat. I'll have to pull up the cards for it. But yeah, Bloomburrow, as we saw, is a set that has our mouse heroes. Uh, Mabel is our main mouse hero of the story. She's our lead, but we also have across the 10 color combinations in Magic a main creature type. So Miss Frisbee. I mean, Mabel even has like it's not the same pendant, but if you take a look at Mabel's art, I can't pull every single online CCG should have the Master Duel zoom in on the art button that Master Duel has. But so you can't. Mabel has the same little pendant that is from Secret of Nim, but it's a little clasp rather than a pendant. Anyway, we have 10 creature types that go across our 10 two-color combinations, with like distinct play styles for each. They're the main creature type, not the only creature type. For instance, while Lizard is our main black-red creature type, we do have, like we have the infamous Cruel Claw here as a weasel. Which card? I can pull it up. I think we can just right here, because Mabel here as our main character has 3 different arts. We have we have Mabel here, and we also have a David Peterson Mabel. This is the artist on Mouse card. David has 5 cards in this set, so we'll be able to see as we go through here. But yeah, we have our main creature types, but we also have like a number of other odds and ends hanging around. Some of them are one or two offs, like Cruel Claw as a weasel, Hugs as a badger, and trying to think of another. We have all the frogs there. But in addition to those, we also have the calamities that exist within the world, which are, in the world of mice, Big Cat is a much larger problem. So our cult, Igra, Eater of All, which has an incredible line of text that turns all creatures into food, is very cool. But yeah, a very quick overview on our creature types. Let me close up Mabel's here. Just kind of go down the list here. So Veteran Mouse Guard, let's kind of start with our mice. Mice are a very heroic-centric, in both these are very courageous folk, but also their keyword, Valiant, is very similar to heroic. Heroic was a keyword, an ability word, in Theros block. That was when you targeted with a spell, you would get some sort of bonus. Valiant is spell or ability. That sounds like that's a small bit, and is once per turn. It's not, it is always spell or ability, and it's always once per turn. That's the differentiating part, whereas heroic, you could hit like 3 times in 1 turn. The reason you might wonder, well, what's different about abilities that makes that a thing? If we take a look at Mabel here, for instance, Mabel comes into play and creates Crag Flame, this legendary blade that's been in her family for some time. Equip is an ability. So if you hand somebody a sword with that equipment, that will give you the Valiant trigger, as well as a number of mice Valiant triggers that get to have maybe at the beginning of your combat, target creature gets +1/+1, something like that. So yeah, that's mice. Let's take a look at bunnies here. Bunnies are our white-green combination. Bunnies as our Beauregard mentor. The mentors are a nice, like, kind of like signpost to what the creature type does. Beauregard rabbits, as you may expect, are very go wide game plan. They want to have as many rabbits as possible in play, and a lot of payoffs for having a lot of creatures. Like, again, like the mentor here having power toughness equals number of creature control. The way that this plays out in a lot of decks is... Do I not have any... I guess if these are like legendary ones, we probably don't have the... we'll take a look at Offspring as a mechanic after we talk about the 10, but Offspring is one of the main ones to push, make all the bunnies. So... green, white. Let's go to another one of the white ones. Birds. Yeah, birds. So birds are blue, white. Birds fly. That's great. Birds like to fly. That's fun. But birds in this world are very helpful birds. They're very friendly. A lot of the keywords and setups and arts in this set show off like the level of like cooperation and like the way that the world is forged in this, where the birds are all about giving boons to non-flying creatures. So if we take a look at Plume Creed Mentor here, and again, I just want a button that lets me zoom in on this art, please. I don't. If you take a look at the birds on the branch, one of them isn't a bird. One of those is a mouse with a hang glider, who is being taught how to fly. So the birds are all like, like you have a setup of, why do birds fly? That's a great question. We've all been asking this for years. But yeah, all the birds fly, and the birds are all like helping out non-flyers in a lot of ways. Not like 100%, because like this is a bird that likes birds. But that's sort of their main bit. The last of the white aligned creature types, white-black, we have bats. Bats here also all fly. They're bats. The bats are in this world are placed as the like celestial protectors. I really love the flavor of the bats, the guardians of the night. Like, it'd be very easy to have the bats be menaces, to be like jerks, but like they watch the stars. They you know, the Cosmos Caller, the Starseer Mentor. It's a very cool setup. As far as the flavor goes. As far as the mechanics go, bats care about you either gaining or losing life on your own turn. Black-white, in a lot of sets, has had a life gain sub-theme. Something that, like, Moonrise Cleric here lets you go up. Like, that's, you know, a very common black-white theme. The loss of life one is a much less one, but it is something that, like, black gets in general in like a Zorlin here has a life payment on the effect, and that's a good way to trigger the bat abilities like Starseer Mentor that wants you to have gained or lost life, or like Lunar Convocation. So like Dark Confidant style things, Read the Bone style things all get you there, and then like life gain to pay them off. Talking about another creature type that I'm super happy with the positioning of, in blue-black we have rats, and it's very easy and very common in a lot of older sets for rats to be positioned as like a mindless menace, like the Eldraine rats that are a bunch of rat tokens that overrun you with a bunch of tiny rats. The rats in this set uh, are the like very wise rats. These like I think of the rats in this set like Nicodemus from Secret of Nim, that wizard um, from Secret of Nim that like uh, tells us about like how the rats and mice became intelligent. Um, their mechanic is threshold. They literally just have threshold. The mechanic from onslaught block, Odyssey block, Odyssey Torment Judgment. So they want a full graveyard, and with that they get pretty powerful abilities. Things like the Mind Drill here, uh, which again I love the art on Mind Drill. Um, like gets a bunch more power with threshold, uh, or like has ways to fill up the graveyard, as we'll see when I take a look at a different set of cards. Um, moving on to blue-red otters. Blue-red otters are very cool. As you can see very, very cleanly and clearly on our otters, they love spell slinging. They love instants and sorceries. They love Stormcatch Mentor. They have a lot of spell liker effects, as well as some more specific otter likers. They're very kind of clear on what they're doing. They're very curious and like would run towards a storm just to see what's going on, and just to like the flavor text on Alania here. Why would I choose to chase the storm? Does a cloud chase the rain? Does the sun chase the light? Like a great flavor text to explain the otters. That also makes me think of, would you ask the sun its name? Like, would you ask the sun why it shines? Very Tendo, Kamen Rider Kabuto thing. They love to play Blitzball. Let me turn off my my search just to show off Blitzball. They play Otterball. We have a lot of cards that are specific to like Otterball antics. This art, for instance, is one of the just a beautiful, like how happy our otters are. They kind of call it out as more of a Kelvin Ball thing, like nobody understands the rules but the otters that are playing it. But like, there's also like, what if we're just doing the Ject shot, and like, hell yeah. So yeah, love the otters. We also have our one planeswalker for the set, who I'll get to a little more in detail when we talk about the story beats. As I mentioned, if you planeswalk to Bloomburrow, you become an animal. And so Ral, trying to follow Jace, comes to Bloomburrow and becomes an otter. There's some quite funny bits with Ral in the story, like just not being used to an otter body, like just having just a hell of a day. So yeah, otters, very cool, very fun. The last of our blue combinations is so good. It's frogs. And you might ask yourself, like, what do frogs do? Blue, green, that follows. We've seen frogs in Magic. Frogs tend to be like Simic, blue, green, Omnibeyond. But what do frogs do? Well, they jump, they bounce, they go back to your hand. They specifically have the frogs hopping. The frogs have a very specific mechanic of having a lot of come into play effects. This enters, which is shorthand for enters the battlefield on starting with the set. No, I'm not a fan of it. But they have these come into play effects. You can tell because I use 15-year-old language on it. That are very powerful, and then have ways to reuse them. Lily Splash Mentor here, for instance, has a 3-mana exile a creature and then put it back into play with a 1/1 counter. So all of a sudden, this very powerful Dream Dew Entrancer can re-entrance. So the frogs bouncing, I think, is a delightful mechanic for this set. It lets us have them work well with any of the others as well, but also have kind of a definition of like, yeah, they just love having come to play, leave play. A lot of, like, Clement here has when Clement or another creature enters play, you can return one creature with a lower mana cost to your hand. So, like, Clement comes into play, bounces the Prophet, Prophet jumps, Prophet comes back into play, and, like, could bounce a 1-drop, and then, like, you kind of can keep going from there. So, we have some 3-color ones as well, but we'll get to those. Let's see. Then black means I need black-red. Yes, black-red. Black-red are the lizards. The lizards all have not exactly bloodthirst, but like the combination of what we've seen a lot in Rakdos, spectacle, bloodthirst. They care about the opponents having lost life in the turn, and getting some sort of bonus for doing so. So Cindering Cutthroat here has effectively Bloodthirst 1, coming in with a 1/1 counter if your opponent's taking damage. But also things like this, the Fireglass Mentor. If your opponent's lost life after combat, you exile the top 2 and get to play one of those. Or if you're somebody more wild, the Cruel Claw on the damage gets to cast cards. But like, Gev here is a good example of that. Gev, also Gev's got great art. I love Gev's, like, face. Whenever you cast a lizard, Gev deals damage to an opponent, and all creatures enter with a 1/1 counter if your opponent's lost life. For each opponent who lost life. Oh, that's actually very funny. Each? Ha. That's a good way to scale that in a multiplayer game. So yeah, very Rakdos, and but, like, not tied directly to specifically Bloodthirst or specifically Spectacle. But very similar in that damage causes loss of life, and therefore damaging will turn on all of these. So, yeah, also, like, very cute. Love to have these lizards hanging out. The lizards are kind of like newer arrivals in the valley in Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow takes place in a very small, like, think Bug Fables-esque, like, area around, like, a tree and a river and like its own small ecosystem. So, after that we have black, green, and that's squirrels. Squirrels are already kind of set in black green thanks to a number of cards printed before this set. Like, green, obviously we've already had a lot of that sort of, like, stuff from older sets, but black more recently. Yeah, Chatterfang. Squirrels are heavy into necromancy and foraging. Squirrels were mostly on cards, weren't they? No. Squirrels have had a long history within the game. Squirrels used to be one of the main token types back in Odyssey era. You had, like, a flashback spell that just made a 1/1 squirrel and made a 1/1 squirrel. You had, like, Squirrel Mob and such. And then then they kind of disappeared for a few years. They were thought to be too silly for Magic, which like Magic has its different eras. These things happen. Um, and at that time they kind of had to live in the unset because they weren't believed to be like, oh, we can't just have squirrels. But squirrels a lot more recently have been in like Modern Horizons sets. Have had a number of squirrels, um, and bits like that. The Modern Horizons 2 specifically, I believe, had a more squirrel theme. Uh, in this set, though, we have do we actually have? No, we don't have it here. Okay, I was looking for a different one. Yeah, Modern Horizons 2 is the one I'm thinking of. So they did shift into unsets for a while, but they shifted out more recently. Um, but yeah, squirrels have a like so corpse berry cultivator kind of shows off our bit here. Foraging is like we have the squirrels hoarding food and then using it when the time is right. You can either sack a food or spend 3 cards from the graveyard to do a forage, and then that'll have some effect. So we have a lot of food generation, and we have a sizable amount of necromancy within the squirrels, which is a like inspired choice for a lot of the art. Squirrels are very into necromancy is a hell of a phrase out of context. Yeah. That leaves us with just one. Is it just Gruul? So here's Gruul. Gruul is raccoons. And these are kind of our large creatures of the set. The raccoons are a little more sizable than everything else. The Wandertail Mentor is probably the best showcase for what we have going on with the squirrels. Also, again, a very cute art, this raccoon telling tales of the world. So, raccoons have the keyword expend, which is a new keyword for them, that triggers once you've spent that much mana on spells. Specifically spells, you can't just spend it on activated abilities, like pop 2 food and go with it. And it hits once you spend that number. It's not every 4. So, like, expend 4 hits the moment you, like, spend your 4th mana on a spell, whether that be I played a 5-drop, your 4th is in there, or I played 2 2-drops, your 4th is in there. So it's all about, like, being forward and casting big cards. And they have, like, different triggers on the expend here. So Wandertail Mentor gives you mana ramp from 2 to 4, and then will give you a 4-drop next turn if you have the mana for them. It does let it hide a once per turn in there. And I think that's nice because it's simple. These are cards that like reward you for playing the game of Magic in a way. So like you play your Bruiser and then next turn you play another creature and your Bruiser gets to attack as a 6/6. Expend doesn't have to be 4, but in almost every card other than the Trash Tactician, I believe, is 4 in the set. I love the let me quick pull up because Mira here has a great alt art as well. Yeah. Offspring is like casting spells, so yeah, Gruul 4s is the big number. As mentioned, we have other creature types too around, like Hugs here. Is one of our like plot characters. But yeah, that's our main 10 creature types. I want to pull up Offspring. One of the very cool mechanics of this set, and that is Offspring. Offspring, let's go with here. Offspring is a kicker-like mechanic that you can pay the extra cost once when casting a spell. And if you do, you get a second copy of that creature when it comes in. That is all of its text, but it's a 1/1. So you get the little baby, and all of the little babies have their own art. Um, they're all really great, and they allow you to have like a longer, like you know, a way to get more. Like, oh, I want more mice in play. I want more rabbits in play because these rabbits want more rabbits. I want more, or like doubling up on certain effects and making them more interesting. Splash Lasher, for instance, here taps a creature and stuns it. And if you have that happen twice, you can like stun 2 creatures. You can stun 1 creature double. As such. Oh, that's a good Finch bird. Yeah, all of the little art for the Offspring tokens is great. I was listening to an interview with, I believe it was Doug Beyer, the lead on Vision design for this set, and they talked about how, like, for a short period, Red Black did have like a normal sacrifice mechanic, like it does in a lot of sets, where like you threaten and sack or you do things like that, and they realized with some like offhand remarks in the middle of games, like, hold on. Wait, hold on. Like, what do you sacrifice when you have one of those? Oh, it's your smallest creature. We don't like that. So they just cut it. They're like, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do not shake the baby. So, oh my god. They're already gonna get bopped by all sorts of removal spells throughout. So, like shove, I think it is shove. Here it is. They're gonna get hit by like nonsense. Like there's enough silly nonsense to be like blomp, and I'm like, all right, look, okay, you just I'm gonna push you off the battlefield. You go home now. But that's one of our main mechanics. And then we have gift. Did Crumman get it? Gift is another mechanic of kind of showcasing the cooperative nature of the world in this set. Gift is a mechanic where you can, again, it's a sort of kicker where you can hand off something to your opponent. You can say, all right, you know what? I will give you this, and my card gets stronger. Crumb and get it here is +2/+2, but if you give an opponent a food, you also get indestructible. It has a little fish bow tied up in the gift of food spot. Yeah, so promise is a cool way for this because it happens on resolution. It happens before anything else on the card. For instance, in sorceries, I think it comes into play on stuff like Kit Nap. And you can give, like, there's different bits like giving them a card, giving them a tapped fish, and you get a better effect. So you kind of get to choose like how powerful it's going to be. You might not need to gift your opponent the fish on Mind Spiral. Rats have this like kind of like talk about spirals as an important thing in this set. Probably nothing to worry about. Me looking over at the Junji Ito book I have sitting over there. But one of the bits with gifting in multiplayer, it becomes a lot more of a political question. If I play my Wrath of God and then gift the control, say I will gift the blue player a card or something, don't counter this, or I can gift somebody else the fish when I bounce a creature so that they don't have another blocker that comes back in. So there's a nice like setup to it that way. there is indeed one of the cards that's not shown here has gifting a extra turn on effectively like a Teferi's response, not response, protection. Teferi's response is a much weirder card. But yeah, the last bit in here, I already wrote up a longer post about how much I love the duos. Really excited about these cards. I think they're super cool. These are cards that get to bridge the creature types by having both rabbit and mouse. And like they have excellent flavor text, they have excellent art, and they're also very mechanically interesting. If you want to read that one's up on Coast for more details about the duos, but I think they're really inspired for commons. But yeah, okay, that's all the mechanical stuff I wanted to cover. I don't think there's anything else. Classes are another bit in here. These are from the D&D sets. The classes in here are really nifty because they represent, they're not like classes as far as like warrior or wizard. Like this one's like a gossip, and like you can see like just sitting there enjoying a cup of tea while listening in on the rumors and the like. I love that sort of bit. Or you can have the class that is the squirrel who knows all about scavenging. Community roles. That's a good way to put it. The blacksmith's talent, who just when blacksmith you make a sword, it's a sword. I don't know, it exists, and then like as the blacksmith upgrades, the sword becomes better by nature of the blacksmith. These are cute. Classes you meet at the bus station. Yeah, they have the vertical art bits, and I love artists. This one's great. I'm a huge fan of like the saga style vertical arts. So, like these look really nice and like have a different space than the like classes from D&D set. That one's perfect. But yeah, okay. Again, before I get into story stuff, I want to pull up one more individual card because I like this individual card. I might do this like 2 or 3 more times. Blor's defenses are impervious. Blor, the impervious. I love this. I love this card so much. It's also like an absolute buster of a card. You play this and your opponent goes, ugh! Because your defenses are impervious. It's like a frog in like a turtle shell. Yeah. Okay, but so as far as talking about the story of this set, I'm pretty sure I can't just search story. No, I've got okay. So within printed on the physical cards in the bottom of the text box on cards, you'll have like story spotlight. They used to number these, but it's just you'll see a number of cards that have like story spotlight on their text, down by the collector's number. Yeah, we don't have it on our creatures here, but Maha is one of our... I love Maha, it's Feather's Night. So, I guess, starting from the beginning, if I introduce our characters kind of in the way that we meet them, we start off with Helga, the skittish seer. There we go. I need to pull up my... One moment while I pull up my story. I have a Scryfall open so I can pull up the cards that I need directly here. So Helga here is I guess I didn't mention it when I talked about frogs, but frogs are very adept in prophecy and the art of sight, future sight in different ways. This means that frogs tend to have. I'm just gonna pull up a couple frogs as examples here. We have like the sun shower druid, who is an apprentice who's trying to predict rainfall, because for small animals that's gonna matter a lot more. This like level of like, okay, I want to know more about what's coming up. Entrancement is the pond prophet as well, that talks about the future. But Helga here is kind of like an apprentice seer who's very how do I describe Helga? Can be very hyper focused on things and has a hard time keeping attention on like specific tasks. Gets very hyper into whatever's going on, and it's made it difficult for her to be an apprentice under Glarb, the augur of Fountainport, Fountain, probably on here somewhere. A lot of, but yeah, there's a black. One of the things about being like a lot of folks into prophecy is that frogs can also be very nihilistic and very like, like doomsay, like, wow, there ain't no such thing. We don't have control of our fate. It's all determined ahead of time. Anyway, Helga here. Helga's town is attacked by fatalistic. That's a great word for it. Thank you. So Helga's town is attacked by Maha, one of the calamity beasts. These are beings who bring the seasons, bring the tides, bring nature with them, or can be embodiments of different aspects of the world. Maha here, as we see, its wingspan reaches from dusk to dawn. Maha's a very cool card. Maha has our alt art as well, the notes. Yeah, these are, not only are these like the predators that you would expect to be attacking mice and frogs and such, but they're also like the world itself on top of that. So as with our any of our heroic stories, Helga's town is attacked. Helga tries to run over to leave town to go both warn the town about the night owl, but also escape, like, and get help. Then pulling up my next card. We have Mabel. So Mabel finds Helga, and Mabel here is a mother, a baker, a storyteller, and a hero. Mabel finds Helga, brings her into town. And Helga is like, all right, hey, we have problems. There's a very large owl that's attacking folks. We don't know why. Usually the calamities don't do this. Usually, yeah, they're problems. They shouldn't be this aggressive. Most folk aren't like willing to believe Helga, but Mabel does, and at Mabel's birthday party, is it Valley, I think is the card I want. Mabel rallies the town and finds a group of friends to assist in the adventure. This is where we get our kind of like squad together at the Valley Rally. Valley Rally is a good name. Also, Gift of Food's good. So we get a number of folks who join up on our fun quest. We get Phineas the Archer. Uh, yes, yeah, she just she has the pull to have and charisma to immediately pull together a D&D party. Uh, Phineas the Archer, Hugs. I know Hugs. Uh, Hugs the Warrior. Our lizard from earlier, Gev, with the dual flaming swords, and our bat. So we get our party together, and it's time to adventure back to Helga's town and try to figure out what happened. We all return to Helga's town and find it beat to hell. It is crushed. Everyone is left, and people that haven't left are in shambles. So the next one I want is to do. We end up running into some squirrels who mention the name Cruel Claw. We don't really know why, but we know that Cruel Claw has done something involving these attacks. The infamous Cruel Claw. Again, perfect name. As we'll find out here in Cruel Claw's heist, Cruel Claw has stolen the egg, one of Maha's eggs. Maha is a calamity, but is also an owl that would have young. So, egg. Wink. This card's also cool. You steal a card from your opponent's hand. If you give them the gift, you get to cast it too. Once you have the mana, but you can hand them. You can hand them a card to steal. Yeah, I can't pull up the squirrel group because it's not on Arena here, but there's a squirrel group. So we deal with the squirrels, and we end up in Three Tree City. Three Tree City here is a very powerful land, very powerful hub for the world. This is one of the main cities of the valley. This is a land that I think this card is worth quite a pretty penny if you opening this, because it makes quite a lot of mana. So we don't really know, we don't have a lot of leads, but we kind of start wandering the city, and we run into a weirdo. We run into a strange otter who just isn't acting as we would expect. Otter that doesn't seem to be aware of their own tail, kind of crap at swimming, is walking around asking about sailors, obviously, not directly, but is very, very out of place. And we end up talking with Ral here. Ral is here chasing Jace. Jace, from our previous set, has picked up a small child out of a vault and has some unknown plan to save the world, maybe. And Ral is pretty pissed off about the whole thing from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, trying to find Jace. There's a very cute scene with Ral being super mad at Jace, talking to his husband about it, and his husband's like, Ral's like, I'm gonna kill him! And it's like, you're not gonna kill him, you're just mad. I'm gonna kill him! No, you're just calm down. What did he do? Ral is in a very, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Like Ral says, as Ral is winding up a giant lightning bolt. Ral is trying to be discreet about, I'm from another plane, but sucks at it. But mentions, Jace, mentions Jace, and Helga is like, wait, no, hold on, I recognize that. you're talking about these visions I've had about uh, about a calamity. As you can see on here, we have these wings with Jace's. I call it a hoodie, and I'm going to continue to call it a hoodie. But we have some visions of Jace having been around. Jace was here. Helga mentions, oh yeah, this is like a fox traveling with like a lizard and a small child. A dark cloud seemed to follow them. So Rel decides to join the party because, well, maybe I'll find something. After we have that, what's the name of our let's see, has got to be it. After we talk about that, we start noticing, hey, why is there a giant wave in the distance? Hey, what's going on, with, tide, that's the word I want. What's over there? What's going on there? And, it turns out another one of the calamities is, like, running up river, again, like, in a panic, causing major issues. Yeah, Helga has the only lead I have. I'm gonna make sure she's okay. So Zorlian turned her attention to the shore. Helga and Ral's conversation quickly faded from her mind and watched the gigantic wave. Literally, as they're having this conversation, the tides, the shoreless sea comes through, and we get washed away. So after we get washed away, we kind of have we meet up with the rat folk, have a little bit of like a disagreement with the rat folk until it's apparent that we're not with Cruel Claw. They're pretty peeved about Cruel Claw coming through and causing problems. The rats. Yeah, get dumped to the underground lair for the rats of Nim. So we talk with the rats and they tell us, hey, we have an idea of what happened. Cruel Claw stole the egg. Here in this card. So we have Cruel Claw stole the egg. We don't know why, but like it's pissed off Maha, and if Maha's pissed, all the other Calamity Beasts are pissed, and if they're all pissed, we're dead. So that's bad. So we kind of give chase. We know that like the Cruel Claw's going east or whatever, so we're heading over to the town of Fountainport there. On the way, we run into a problem. We get attacked by a very large dragon bird. This is this isn't a calamity, but Ral recognizes this shouldn't be here. What the hell's going on? That's a dragon. So we have a dragon who also got shifted. You come here, you get turned into an animal. So the dragon has become a bird. We have scale critters in the bottom left of Dragonhawk. Dragonhawk here is a like Tarkir style dragon. Specifically a Kolagon brood. What was the name of the lightning bolt we end up dealing with that by having by having Ral fire a giant lightning bolt using an arrow as a conduit on it, which is our big zap. I like the field on this. That's nice. So we make it to Fountainport. Fountainport. Here's Fountainport. Oh god, the treasure! Oh! Does Jace actually become a fox? Yes. It is specifically stated by Helga, like, oh, a fox and a lizard, Jace and Vraska, along with a child, doing something on the plane. So. If you come to Bloomburrow, you get Kingdom Hearts rules take effect. Uh, so we make it to we make it to Fountainport, and we go to talk to the king of Fountainport, Glarb. Uh, Helga was an apprentice under Glarb for some time, until a accident had her leaving, because she just was like, I can't stick around. I made too bad. Like I messed up. So we have a talk with Glarb, and like basically are like, all right, what's going on here? We know there's some problems. And Glarb's like, oh no, it's not a problem at all. We then just kind of point and go like, hey, isn't that the egg? And like, yeah, what's with Sultai guys? They all lounge like that. Yeah. And Glarb just had I can't, okay, fine, it's Cruel Claw. So it like, and Cruel Claw just kind of like moseys in, and we have the egg sitting there, and Glarb kind of gives his spiel, that, as I mentioned, frogs are seers. They can see the future. And Glarb saw a future so dire that Glarb decided the answer is, I'm going to steal an egg. I'm going to steal a calamity egg, raise it, and then I will have a calamity under my own control. And that will allow me to fight off the oncoming calamity. Because A, stealing the child of a calamity is a great idea, and B, this will definitely work. It doesn't work. Mabel's pretty pissed about this. And here's our moment of Mabel jumping on in, with Helga's help, doing the water step. As we've seen in DQ6, great idea. So Mabel immediately starts combat, and as that occurs, whoops, Maha's here. Whoops, Dragon's here. Whoops, we have problems. We have giant problems. We have like everything's going wrong. We've got like calamities on dragons here. Everything's going pretty badly. We end up blasting the dragon again to get it the hell out of here. And this leaves just Maha and Mabel in the room. And that leads us to the last of our story cards, where Mabel, recognizing what the hell's going on here, offers the egg back to Maha. Like, we have this is the alt art on it, and this is such a good alt art. So you see our very tiny mouse offering the space egg back. Yes, of course, as is the moral of the story: moms are tough. Yeah, I'll bring that one up after I finish up here, Prezark. So yeah, that basically leads to the end of our story. In that we head back home. We like, in the chaos, Glarb and Cruel Claw get away. But we've uncovered their plot and have dealt with a lot of their conspirators. Jace isn't here. We didn't find Jace. We do have a final bit of vision that Helga has about Jace. Let me pull that up quick. I can just pull up the story bit, and that is story. Yeah. Uh, and this is specifically next to the art for Calamity. Is Helga saying, "The kings in dark will return. The mage in blue will bring about the end." We don't know what Jace is doing. Uh, it's probably good. It's probably fine. It's probably good. It's probably not a problem. It's probably okay. We probably don't have to worry about it. I think we're probably fine. So there's Jace. This is this is the Jace card that's on Arena. There's two different Jaces. Are two different Fox Jaces. But yeah, and that sort of leaves off our story. Mabel pulls up and starts telling her kids what's going on, talking to her husband, and that's it. So that's kind of our full overall story on Bloomburrow. We had as far as I didn't do a talk through of Outlaws. That's kind of outside of the scope of story time here. But suffice to say, Jace dealt with Phyrexian problems in a very messed up way. Is very kind of physically messed up, and is basically sick of the nonsense that it keeps going on with world-ending threats, and so has some sort of plan. Probably good, probably not a problem. Don't worry about it. So yeah, so that's story time. I did get asked to pull up, as far as specific cards, fell. This is... Yeah, when Glarb ordered the egg stolen, the Great Maha communicated its anger in a universal language. Fall. Die. Very cool one. So, yeah, that's exactly what I think of Present Arc is the fall. The Lich from Adventure Time. Seeing that. The Maha's Blast. Alright, let me close up my notes tabs. I had a bunch of notes tabs for this. And let's play some Magic. I've talked about Magic for an hour, and that was about how much I planned on it. I thought I started an hour early thinking we would need an hour. And so now we're here. Yes, it's like 15 after, but I started a little later too. Oh my god. All right, hold on. Just, yeah. I am going to mark that in the VOD as well. Oh, this is actually very cute. One thing that has been done over the last few sets is that they have seeded a couple of, like, forward foreshadowing on different creature types. So that they have a little bit more support for the cards in Bloomburrow. Frolicking Familiar here for otters. There's the House Mouse is one, but there's another even more powerful mouse that is very valiant. I guess this is a raccoon. Yeah. Raging Battle Mouse. That was the one I was looking at yesterday. Because it's because it cares about two things coming into play, which Offspring does, and it targets before combat, which does your Valiant triggers. So. Alright. Let's go draft. Bloomburrow Limited. And this also talks about what I had mentioned, you know, birds like helping non-flyers, rats have removal and one-hit threshold, lizards ping to do cool power, to do, including the infamous Hey, hold on. Hold on. This got copied wrong. Somebody copied this from the Modern Horizons 3 copy. That ain't it. Anyway, they're about bloodthirst dealing damage forward facing progress. Raccoons go big. Rabbits go wide. Bats like to gain and lose life. Otters are spell likers. Squirrels have a lot of like graveyard foraging and food liking. Mice have the aggression with the heroic tricks, and frog like to bounce. Frog like to bounce. Alright. Let's see how this ends up. Let's see what we end up doing here. What do we got? I kind of want to play rabbits and frogs. I also would love to draft lizards. See what sort of aggression a lizard has to it. I'm gonna win. Ooh, okay. Ooh. So Starfall Invocation is a card I think is really wild even outside of Limited. This is absolutely no wolf. Zero wolf. So you can give your opponent a card when you wrath, and you get to return a creature into play. It doesn't keep a creature, it returns it. Now, in Constructed, you can build this with, like, Eternal Witness. And Eternal Witness says, when it comes into play, return a card from your grave to hand. Oh, look, I'll return the Invocation. Now I can Wrath again, and oh, look, the Witness is back. It can't steal opponents. It says your graveyard. Night Fisher is super cool. We're going to pick the Wrath, and we're going to build towards it. The Night Fisher, whenever another bird comes into play, you get a fish to go with the bird. Pretty nice big friend. Sure. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Swarm, Carrot Cake, 3-tree Root Weaver. Okay. When creatures die, I get cheaper. During previews, I was a sleeper. Could go with the Mole. Thinking the Mole or the Night Fisher. I believe in the Night Fisher. That might not be... Ah, 4 or less. Okay, fine. You gain or lose life during your turn. +1/+0. This is the Frog Punch. You cost 1 less for each frog and does double punch. The common good here gives you X tokens of a thing, and yeah, this is the Battletoad Punch that makes a giant body. We have a pair of changelings that are these cute little artifacts. Wave Rider is expensive. I don't hate it. This is bird specifically, right? Go with the Wave Rider. That curve is a little high for me to like. Double Crier, Thistledown Players. The Shove. This lets you flashback everything. The Brew. Attacks, untap target, non-land permanent. That'll trigger Valiant. That might be fine. Go like that. More night fishing. Ooh. Ooh, also Life Creed do. Okay, hold on. We finally found some birds I like. Seed Pod Squire here. Ooh, and this is, wow, this is the sort of stuff I was looking for in the past, like, 4, packs to make this function. Life Creed Duo is life gain plus, flying. Seed Pod Squire pumps non-flying attackers. I think this one's quite nice. And then Splash Portal is Flicker with a draw if it's a certain type. I'll believe in more night fishing. This seems like a funny thing. Okay, and we get a Mentor here, too. When Plume Creed Mentor or another creature control enters with flying... with flying, put a 1/1 counter on something without flying. So... And, like, the Flowerfoot Swordmaster would be a great... Oh, I love the stance on the apprentice. But this means I feel like I'm in a good position where I have a lot of small bits. I want to find some small mice or friends to go with this. Yeah, the bird deck doesn't want you to go all in on birds lest you not have targets for the cool effects. So we want to have cards at the low end that don't fly to go with... Ooh, Otterball Antics. Yeah, here we go. Otterball Antics is a nice card to give us a thing at the the low end. Builder's Talent. Ooh, this is also really cute. Build that wall. Birds are made to be a splashable deck. That's kind of the idea, is they want to go with other friends. The birds with mice would be the most kind of direct setup, where they really like handing off the mice their Valiant triggers. Enters and sack, make a 1/1 rabbit. Look at all those rabbits looking at that, Kate. We're going to take a look, again, I want to kind of see how it plays out and how it works. I think it'll be really interesting. Like, you know, it's definitely a different style, but I think it'll be a fun one to jump into. I don't think this is quite there yet. I feel like we're a little bit too high curve. I feel like we're a little bit too not focused, but that's okay. Manifold Mouse. I love Manifold Mouse's art with the like spirit copies. I'm gonna take a Banishing Light. This is a fine removal spell for us to have around. Shore Up is a good instant for us to pick up. This set does not have common dual lands at like, you know, like the trio of 10. That is to say, it does have like a common land that's like choose a color that makes that color and a couple other fixing pieces, but it doesn't have the specific duels that we like come to see. Wishing Well, Mabel's Metal. This is a good trick. Yeah, like having like large creatures and a wrath means that like we're a lot more likely to want something like a defensive measures, but I'm not seeing a lot to fit that, so I'm unsure where I want to go with that. If I want to try to like move towards something more aggressive with these tricks, I mean I want to go towards otters, Scrap Shooter, Raccoon Archer. Which is in control of +1/+0 till +1/+1 till turn. Okay, Nelgard seems actually really cool. Uh, Nelgard here gives us enchantment and artifact removal. It also gives us something like where we play this with Plume Creed Mentor to hand off the counters. That triggers the Nelgard's defensive measures, and then it can keep moving in. That's the kind of 2-drop I think we want to have in a deck like this, where we can play this down and then have it as like our friend for our birds to work with. Waxwing Witness, I don't think is very good for us. We aren't like in the setup that wants that. Thistledown Players I like as a way to hand off the Valiant trigger. My colors aren't here. Look at that cash grab though. Check this out. I'm gonna keep with it, but like we'll see how this ends up going. Looking. It's fine. We get to take a look at our fun art bits. Head here gets to play well with the Wrath in a pickup. Otterball Antics #2, the more... Ooh, Fabled Passage. This is a great... Not only a great reprint, but I love the art on this with the, like... the berries and the, like, in the distance. More Otterball. Maybe we can find some more, bits to go with this. I kind of like that. Thought Sharker is... Thought Shucker. Saver's quite good to still have around. The art on here is very cool. Yeah, this is like a late game. If you have a full grave, this gets a card. The Heirloom Epic is a fun one. This is the bedtime story. It's 4, and you can convoke creatures on it. I'm gonna take the Shucker. Seed Glaive Mentor, Waterspout Warden. I kind of like this small bird here. Seed Glaive Mentor, though, this is very powerful. First time it's targeted, it gets a 1/1 counter. I'm trying not to pick up the 3rd color. I didn't pick up the Fabled Passage, for instance, and kind of want to stick in this. And well, you know, well, somebody's gonna have a fun mouse time. That's fine. We're also gonna have a fun mouse time. I feel fine with that. Don't think Bravekin's really... Oh, this is such a fun... You gain life, your opponent loses 1 life. Okay. We'll take the Veteran Guard Mouse. Bumbleflower's Sharepot. Destroy target non-land permanent. Sure, alright. Might of the Meek. Alright. Players. So let's see what pack 3 brings us. Kitnap. Kitnap is great. This is a control target creature. If you it stays tapped for a few turns. Or if you give them a card, you get it, without that drawback. Runaway Together is one of my favorite arts in this set. Love this pair. Think it's so cute. Great reprint for the set too. It works well with the otters, works well with the frogs. But yeah, Kitnap. This is a good little control piece for us. Valiant, targeted, top 5, grab a creature with 3. This is so much text. Right, yeah, this one. Top 5, creature 3, battlefield of your turn. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna take the coyote that is removal. Like, this eats a creature as long as it sticks in play. big Banisher Priest that can be even bigger if it was a small body. Whenever Jackdaw Savior or another creature with flying dies, return a creature with a lesser... Whoa. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. So we can return a lower mana creature when this... Okay. Yeah. With a Wrath of God? Is that how that works? Daring Wave Rider, which I'm not as happy about. The more we've gone into this, the Wave Witness, you know, the Thought Shucker. It works the way you want it to with Wrath. You have to like point it at everything. But Wave Rider doesn't have a lot of targets. We have one in here, and I'm just not happy with it. I don't think it's going to have a lot to do. Ooh, here we go. Sky Skipper Duo, blink a creature. We have too many 5s as is. I'm a little worried about our curve, which is why I keep picking up the Thought Shuckers. But this is a rebuy and another bird. Probably worth it. I actually probably should value the Carrot Cake a little more, too. More Autoball Antics. Feather of Flight, hands off flying, draw a card, +1 power. Ooh, hey! It's Storm Splitter. How you doing? Take another Otter Ball. I don't know if I'm... Moonrise Cleric. Ooh, actually, this rabbit's really good. When this comes in, +1/+1 until end of turn, and then, like, it comes with a buddy if you pay the other one. Just one. Whereas, like, you see Offspring 3 on this bird here. This also might be the... that bird might have been more important, but... Okay. Creature is food. I would like a little bit more removal in what we have going on here. I'll take a Runaway Together. Sure, we get a Grotto. We're gonna finish things up. Ooh, this is like, okay. Stormcatch Mentor is an incredible card, by the way. This card's wild. I feel like this deck wanted to be Otters, and I kept it in white for too long. I think that's what happened here. I should have swapped over to red and been Pile of Otters. The Wrath of God was too much for me to move off of. Which is fine. We'll get to see how this ends up playing out. I'm still fairly happy with the amount of powerful effects we have going on. We're going to be a lot of Otterball. Fisher, Sky Duo, and then we've got this, the Angler, the Homestead. Yeah, the pair of Mouse Mentors we passed up to is another bit of that. A lot of 5s, no 4s, a lot of 3s, a lot of 2s. And then, like... the counterspell, do we want the Thought Shucker? Probably want the Thought Shucker, just so I have enough, like... Well, I don't care about the Waxwayne Witness. I don't think that's enough for what we're doing. It's a lot better if we're in the bats, but we're not. Yeah, I want enough bodies down here. Was that 8-8? 8-8-1? Okay. Alright. Let's see where this ends up. I feel like there's this was a bit of an over-reliance on the white early. Either I wanted to pick up on the Otters or pick up on the Mice, but I'm still pretty happy with where this ended up. Alright. It's got the little sword there, that's cute. I guess if we just get to be aggressive with like Nettle Guards and Shore Up, that's a Otterball. This is the aggressive line for the deck. That's sweet. Oh, this is a good board. Alright, do we have the 2-drop? Do we have a... Yep, that's exactly the 2-drop I was thinking of. So they can make a 4 next turn. We're gonna try and kind of push through with Nettle Guards. Jackdaw Savior lets us buy back. So Life Creek Duo can buy back a 1, but that's not really a lot. So Nettle Guard can hit as a 4/4. Okay. How do we want to go about this? Trading with the 1/1's not great. Just like Nettle Guard trading with these 1/1s is pretty poor. I'm just gonna go get down Jackdaw as a attacker here. Because again, Nettle Guard is +2. Like, using my trick for half a card on the 1/1 doesn't seem too great. These ping me for 1 on death, so... these villages hit the creature types that are in the colors, so this is all the green creature types. Damn, this is Oran Reef, or the Vastwood for those. That's pretty strong. It costs 1 instead of free, but like... still quite good. Expend, as I've mentioned, is... Oh, hell! Okay, alright. Aww. That sucks, because this is also a 4/4, like... We're gonna do this. Alright. Nah, this looks worse than it is. We're fine. Right, we are gonna sugarcoat it. We took a little bit of damage there, but it's okay. We got rid of the 4/4 that's ramping. We're looking for a little bit more mana to get things continued here. That's terrifying. I gave you a food for that. Uh-oh. Well... that didn't work out as I wanted. Yeah, they get their monster sword back for that one. Well... that's fine, I say. So Monstrosaur is coming back down this turn. We don't have a good way of dealing with it. So yeah, the Nettle Guards here in this specific setup really want a more continuous effect to give them their Valiant, because, like, the X1 can't really attack very well in this set of scenarios. With our little 1-1 buddy there. Shore Up doesn't save either. 4-4 is not enough stats. I think this is a little too late here. My other line there would have been like Otter with a Shore Up, or Life Creed Duo with a Shore Up. That's cute. That land's very powerful. Alright. That's the end of that one. Okay. I wonder if we have... I'm specifically looking at what we have, and I'm not thinking that, like, the Otter Ball is what we're looking for, and I'm more thinking that, like, we don't have the spell casting angle as much as I'd like. So I kind of want to shift this over into a bit more of our longer-term bodies. The Otter Ball card antics would work a lot better with the anglers, but we don't have a lot for that, so I'm going to move off of that, and then we're going to add in 1 Veteran Guard. Alright. Easy places to adjust things. I probably want to add the other one of that. Actually, hold on. Let me swap over the... There's the other 3-drop mice. This down players. Sure, kidnap. I see the Otter Ball and I just want to blitz. This is not the deck for blitzing, though, is the sad part. I'm gonna go with that over though. Alright. Yeah, they printed Shock in Murders because of the not morph mechanic disguise. Alright. Let's go with this. Okay. Good set of cards to have around. I think I should value the Carrot Cake more than I valued the Otter Ball. Like, I think that would have been a stronger direction for us. That's alright. These are the reasons we jump into draft, is we want to test things and learn and attempt and see how the synergies play out. Oh, alright! Sure. Alright, I'm leaving. God. What? I'll pay you 3 lives to fuck off. This set still has its special guest bonus sheet list cards, and Sword to Flash is one of those. The 1 in 64 chance for any card in the history of Magic the Gathering, of course. Yeah, the fact that that scries one on the rabbit is also really good. Okay, so Jackdaw is pretty bad against these 1/1s. Okay, they're in nice colors, so they don't have the synergies with... Okay, there's Veteran Guard Mouse. Alright. Thistledown actually doesn't work as well as we'd want against the Veteran Guard Mouse. Even with the 1-1, it probably loses to the +1 First Strike Valiant trick. I'll just be taking 3 on this. I'm not gonna... there's no world where I'm going to try and block that and win with a trick. Controller... Like, we're just gonna let that roll. Ah, okay, okay, alright. Alright. We want our opponent to commit a little heavier into a Wrath of God before we pull the trigger, as it were, but that's definitely how we are buying back into this game. They have a +2/+0 trick. They have a +2/+0. They have the all creatures you control a +2/+0. That's not great. I think that one hands me a food to first strike a creature as well. No, rabid response. Okay. Top on bottom. So it's not the one I thought it was, but it is pretty bad. Really wish these games let me play a monthly sub just to draft a million times and keep... I get what you mean. Okay, bunny. That comes with bunny token, that comes with an extra bunny token, that comes with a double bunny token. Yep. Bunny. And the Brave can do it. Okay. Doing that to prevent both the pump and to give myself the plus there. How many combat tricks are we on? Oh boy. Am I dying? Or are they just trying to kill the coyote? Well, I don't think they have another pump spell because they would have killed me. I don't believe you have another pump spell in hand. Happy for having some food. Two cards in hand? What are your cards in hand? I'm gonna try to be aggressive here. Because, like, 7 life, right? Like, I can kill them from this. Alright. Check this out. Are you ready? Your food is tapped. So if they don't have a blocker, I can kill them back. Okay. Ooh, all right. Uh-huh. I have my own bunny. You. All right. Go to 1. So now they have the food. So they're not at 1, they're at 4. But, like, we have a lot of lethal threats. This is such a good offspring card. Ooh, okay. That is whenever it's targeted, mice get +1 power. Okay. So they can gain the life, but this is asking them to block with a lot of bodies. I also just feel like our opponent's not sitting on big, combat tricks because they didn't choose to kill us on that one turn. What do we got here? Another crumb and get it. Okay. Well. That one they didn't give me the food on. They just did the +2/+2. Ooh, a creature with flying. Okay. That's pretty nice to have. I will block with my 1/1 here. Okay. So they have us dead in the air in 2 turns. However, like, if I all out next turn, they take 6 and die. So they need something off the top that, like, holds off the rest of my attacks here. If I can also get one of my cards in the graveyard, I get the Thought Shucker activation. Okay, we got there. That was a hard one. Yeah, as expected, if we're able to lean into our Wrath of God, we're feeling fine. The synergy in this deck is not as strong as I'd like. We had a number of we saw that one pack that had a double of the bird common. That's like when you attack this, give a non-flyer 1/1. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And that's the sort of style of card I want to have in here, but we just don't. So I think I actually just like the Night Fisher too much. Nah. Ooh. What do you do? Comes to play, top 4, reveal a turn non-land, put it in... Okay, so they got a return 2 creatures, drain 2. Damn, that's nice. Okay. So we have blue-black control with some nice pieces to go with that. Removal, card draw, that's what we're going to be seeing here. A 3/3 Menace that will bounce if Threshold was up. Alright. Fourth land. Oh, I love this duo. Rail 2 prowess. Land, keep 1 on top. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sugarcoat this. I'm still fine with spending that, and I like this off. Like, they have to spend a little bit more to get it back. We have the Banishing Light for... Okay, removal there. I'm glad with the removal spent there, because that means the Night Fisher might be a little more viable. Yeah, the rats in this set are much more the mentor from the wizard from Secret of Nim, rather than like, damn, okay, our opponent is just like full in on like piles of removal. That makes for an awkward position for us. So they're gonna eat a food on step, get their creature in the yard, and then they can drain me. They have 1 creature to pick up, right? Just the duo? Yeah, just the duo. Don't like where our life total's at right now. I will block that. Okay. Exile from yard, pick up a creature. Okay, yeah. Oh. Okay. So this gets to attack as a 4. Untap itself. We're gonna block with the... Oh! No, that sucks, actually. No. I'll pass on that. So they have 2 known cards in hand. We're at 8. They can't attack through. They would have had to have drawn something unknown here. I'm gonna block the order because I don't want to give them the Thunder Trap to pick up. This will let them pick up the order, but the order also is already like a body that picked things up, so don't feel too bad about that. Are they at threshold? They are at threshold. That's okay. If I have a land, then I get to go players. So all their cards are on the table, and they have a lot of recursion left over. So we get a 4/4. They get attack their food. They're at 19. So they've got pick up 2 creatures, which is I'm gonna specifically block this. I don't want to give them that trainer back. So they get they get to pick up both. We go to 4. They get to play the order. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and play the rabbit. No, no, no! Okay, I flubbed that one. I definitely have a trick. Please believe me, I have a trick. That's not great. So we're gonna bounce Thistledown players. I'm gonna block with Intrepid Rabbit. And then they have 1 card left. It's a 5/5. Ew. And you might think, oh, well, that lack of a 1/1 doesn't do much. I can no longer block this menace creature. That was pretty bad. I flubbed that one. So they have another pickup from Grave. What is down here? Why is the graveyard not, like, accessible? I keep clicking on it and it doesn't give me it. Okay, 5 years later. Okay. Is there something they changed with? Yeah, okay. I think I needed to O-ring that mentor earlier. Alright. I really love playing with the bird that gives us 1/1 tokens to our non-flyers. That's certainly a really powerful card for our deck. Just sort of in general, it's already like a 2/3 flyer on top of things. But yeah, blue-black has like threshold as one of its main mechanics. It has as its mechanic on things, but it also is just like removal value engines, and as it like which is fought back by, like, 1-for-1 removal isn't as strong because Offspring is, like, a thing that exists. I have to keep in mind that the Offspring bit is always our second bit. Okay, this seems fine. Yeah, the synergy of this deck is very poor, which translates into this deck being very poor. Just not a lot, like, for it to be doing that matches up with decks that are playing more synergistic plan. Why can't I look at the graveyard? That's very annoying. But that just... it doesn't let me do that. Okay. So that just got them their black source. Look at these lands. Oh, that's a cute little gator. Okay, I like the synergies we have on our 5s here. The head, blink. We have a lot of 1/1 tokens available to us. Okay, -2/-2. Just knock that out. Get yourself food. Let's go ahead and surveil. We're looking for land 5. I will keep that. Yes. You can pick up a creature from grave, but they don't have another creature in grave yet. Fourth land, we have access to Banishing Light. What does this thing do? Oh! Huh! Okay. Yeah, you know what? No. No, I'm good. That does not strike me as a card I can let you control. Would like to draw planes? I'm fine playing Kingfisher. That'll be okay. They have enough things to cultivate, and they get their more food here. I'm not even going to try to look at the graveyard to see what they just threw in there. This gets 1/1 on cultivate, or on forage. You can forage whenever they like. They pick up another cultivator. These things stack in interesting ways. Because it's not like forage to put a 1/1 counter. It's just whenever you forage for any effect. So. That can be pretty nice. Alright, let's get the Kingfisher down. It's a Night Fisher, but... It's the Rook Fisher. It's the Bishop Fisher. I love the fish. This is like a lightning rod for a removal spell, right? Like, this is absolutely getting killed by a removal spell? Like, 100%? We are dying to a removal spell? Yeah, okay. Very unimpressed with the Night Fisher. It has been the most lightning rod card I've played in life. Okay, they can pick up their grave. They've got... Oh my god, they are, moving. Okay, how do we want to deal with this? They still have 4 cards in grave. You control. We're just gonna go ahead and... block with some 1/1s, and then make some more 1/1s, and block with some more 1/1s, and kind of find our answers that way. If we can draw something like Run Away Together... Damn, that powers this deck real hard, huh? Yep, two lands, draw 2 spells. Well, I guess they didn't see all 4. That was only Surveil 2, so they probably just drew a pocket. And they've got 7 in grave, so they can get a few more off that. We can block with some bunnies, and then keep moving in that way. Keeping the orders in there, that's fine. So block here. We'll go to combat and get in for a short amount. And then play our duo. If they have the, like, -2/-2 make a food card here, I think we got, but we don't really have much of an option other than to make our frogs. Make our bird frogs. We have a nice set of things on the board. I can get some flying going, and hopefully we can just keep these. I get it, okay? Alright. God. These things are trying to kill my ass. I understand. Oh. Uh-huh. Target creature gets +1/+0 and could have Death Touch. Alright, we got to jump block both of these. That ain't the card I wanted to draw right now. Let's get flying. Again, like, runaway togethers, I think, are our best option. They have Fountain Port as well, by the way. Fountain Port can draw cards, make tokens, make treasure. It slices, it dices. It gives you a good mana outlet. It's a very strong land going in. This is... Okay, this is a 1/1. Sure, that's fine. Okay. So how do we want to go about this? Like, I can chump block. Both of the big ones, take 4, go to 10. How am I winning? I'm probably winning through the, like, the flying getting in, but, like, in the long term, how am I getting enough flying to do so? We can recur the Nettle Guard with the Jack Savior. That's probably what we have to do. Yeah, our opponent's deck is set up very well to make use of that forage. They have, like... They have, what is that, 11 cards in exile? Like, you know, they've foraged something like 5 turns. It's been quite effective. Okay. Okay, hold on. Is that enough? That's another, that's lethal in the air now. So unless they draw something that breaks this board, I think we're good. Like, they can attack for... Ignore the 2 on the left. Oh. Well, now I don't have lethal in the air anymore. Okay. Yeah, that draft was I should have switched over to like otters or mice. I got blinded by the power of birds. That bird has died on every single turn that it's been played. It just does not live. I need to draw. I don't think, like, it needs to be Wrath flat? I don't think it was maximizing my best card, because picking the birds wasn't maximizing the Wrath. I think I was just trying to go in on a bird synergy bit that wasn't where we wanted to be. The Wrath is clearly the most powerful card that we have, but I don't think that, like, we're not playing a hyper-controlling deck that wants to be Wrathing. We're just playing some not synergistic cards. And that's a clear misstep. Just not impressed by a large bird that gets blown out of the sky every time. Anywho, that's why we have time for 2 drafts tonight, though. We'll wait to open. Actually, there should be some packs. Boop. Plummet Magnet Bird. Indeed. One of the other bits of that, by the way, so, like, talking about that as just a fact of how our deck functions, our deck also just doesn't have a lot of, like, removal magnet style creatures below the Night Fisher. So it means that when the Night Fisher comes out, our opponent's, like, 3 removal spells they've been waiting on get to be deployed because they aren't spending them on 3/2 body or such. Anyway. As mentioned, I left myself time for 2 drafts today, so we're just jumping right on in. Valley Mightcaller. Stoat. Stoat's a stoat. Okay, check out this bird. Oh, I love this bird. This bird flies with anger alone. Oh, look at the like, very cool, like, squirrels made out of leaves there. Harnesser Storms. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the Valley Mightcaller. This puts me in, like, a green bit, but this is a Champion of the Parish. And Champion of the Parish, especially in, like, a setup where we have rabbits that can make a bunch of rabbits, can work really well. Stoat's cool. I love Night of the Metagrain. The Bark Knuckle Boxer is also a really good one. Yeah, let's go with the Valley Mightcaller, see what our green opens up. Fell? Okay. Druid of the Spade. This is actually a really cool card for some funky constructed stuff. Like, being able to flicker it back and forth into play with artifact shenanigans. Stoat. Wildfire Howl is a sweeper that you can gift a full card for a single point of fixing on it. Ooh, I love this mouse. It's got some great art on there. Fell is an obvious pickup. This doesn't go with mice. It's Frog, Rabbit, Raccoon, and Squirrel. I still might want to pick up, like, the Gruul setup and just sort of move in that direction. Really intrigued by the Heartfire Hero. Maybe I move off the mice collar. Oh, Hired Claw. Okay. Hired Claw, whenever you attack with one or more lizards, point of damage, you can put a 1/1 counter on it if your opponent's lost a life. What if we just pick, like, strong 1-drops the deck? Great place to be, I think. Uh, this card mentally compares to Knight of the Ebon Legion in my mind, which is a great place to be. Soothsayer. Parting Gust. No, goodbye! Have a fish. Paw Patch Formation, Flyer, Enchantment, draw a card of a food token. Whenever you expend 4, you get to +1/+1 and trample. The Tree Duo is also a targeting effect. I'd be fine with either of these duos, I think. Both of them work well with what we have going on here. I think I'm going to go with the... I'm going to go with red, and then maybe we might not be playing green. We'll see where, like, we end up. Banishing Light also could be a pickup, and maybe we just end up with, like, I might just... Maybe that's better than the duo, and I move on to, like red-white mouse aggression. I'm going to pick up this for a little bit more of what we're looking at here. Crumb and Get It, Pow Patch, Storm Mentor, Otterball, so that's that there. Carrot Cake, Crumb and Get It. Crumb and Get It is sort of what we're looking... What if it's just all 1-drops? What if my curve is the lowest possible curve, all my cards are 1-drops, and I'm just hitting you with Heartfire Hero and, like, the tiniest of creatures? I don't hate it. Valley Rally is a card that absolutely works the way we want with a setup like that. Moonrise Cleric would be good as an evasive piece. Veteran Mouse card I feel like we can get more of later. Bark Knuckle Boxer. Alright, hold on. This is also a really powerful aggressive card. Maybe the Valley Rally is like very cool for like win combat plus killing something. Bark Knuckle gives us a reason to get the green going. I'm gonna try it. Conduct Electricity, Offspring, Mage. Alright. I'm not gonna throw that away yet. This is... Target Lizard, Mouse, Otter, Raccoon gets +1/+0 and Haste for 1 in red. Pathmaker, you draw a card. Oh, Cash... No, Cash Grab isn't the one I want. This is exile top card until the end of your next turn. You can play that card. That's really nice. Okay. That's nice for, like, being a 4-drop that I'm not super interested in that has a card draw on it. Cash Grab isn't really us. Lizard Otter. Bark Knuckle Boxer. Harnester of Storms is also fun. Steam Path Charger. Okay, let's get the Bark Knuckle. So we want to find things like, not like Pathmaker, but like we want to find some things that are big on the other side. You know what? we could pick up Wildfire Howl, but I think all of our creatures die to this, so let's not. The bird there also would have been fine if I wanted to go into white. That card's very good at pump, that was the one that like pumps a ground creature. I'm a little, maybe it's a mistake to go in on the green here. I just think the Bark Knuckle Boxer is cool. Okay, let's see what we get in pack 2. Okay, this is a good piece of top end for exactly what we're doing. Quake Dust Boar being, here we are, like, as the 5-drop I want to play to finish the game. This banner's also really nice. Damn. We've not encountered the moose, the 6/6. I have seen the card, but I don't think we've seen it in packs or anything. Sitting here thinking that I might be... Ooh, Brazen Collector. I Stride is a trick that I'd be very happy to have in this deck. Sunshower Druid also would be fine. 2 mythics? Just casual 2 blue mythics. One that wants you to be mono blue, and the other one that wants you to draw 5 cards and cost 6 mana. This collector makes a red on attack, and you keep the red. Yeah, we can definitely see that there's like people in blue, but I ain't listening. I've already heard. I know that I'm in red. Another hired Claude. Sure. Okay. Would not say no to like a bruiser. This card's cool as hell. Frill Spark. Crab. So this is a 4/4 menace if I've hit my opponent. This is a 4/2 without, and draws the card. Why do I keep an eye on? Oh, Brazen Collector the next. Head of the Homestead. Another 1-drop. Whenever Seasoned Warring Guard attacks while you control a token. +2/+1. Okay, I kind of want more like Frill. Ooh. No, okay. Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Live Duo, Dire Sight, Nettle Guard. I'm gonna take just the... This isn't the greatest of combat tricks, but like having a couple hard... Ooh, now this is something I can get into. The blade that will give us a heroic, you know, a valiant trigger, as well as like a little bit more of a way to push through. Very cheap. Take out the trash. This is really, really good. This is a removal spell that you can, you know, cycle something on if you have a raccoon, and 3 damage can kill a lot in this format. That's the type of body I want in this deck. We'll see. Conduct Electricity is like the big... I don't want much of that. We'll take 1 copy of it and feel fine with that. Here we go. Sentinel's good. Okay. We're getting some creatures I'm like a lot like helping on the top end here. Another Brazen Collector, 3 tree. 3 tree and Brazen Collector are the same card, right? Like 2 Orton, we got our Jackdaw Savior, we got a Bruiser. When was the last time monocolor was a thing in Limited? It's very rare. Yeah, okay. Is Mabel better than, like, Agate Assault? Or Valley Rally? Like, the mice, we don't have a lot of mice. It gives us a cool equipment. That's basically what we're after. I kind of feel like I want something like... Get Assault instead. The Pathfinder Rabbit was likely next after that. This is actually too many. That actually shouldn't have been the Pathmaker. I don't think I need 3 of that card. I only need... Like, I like that card off of Brazen Collector on the curve. I think that's too many. That's not where we should... I can't be playing that. What does Wolverine do? Yeah, damn, you got it, boss. That's a reason to have green as a bit more of a color in here. It's like this big tornado out. No, sorry, that's the Wolverine made of bees. It's made of bees. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you gift, do it twice. Ooh, here we go. Mentor. One of the reasons I'm on the Pathmaker, by the way, is that we have a lot of cards that want me to be doing, like, expend 4. And, like, I want to be able to make that happen. So... That one of the modes is more than just fight target, baby. 5/4 is fight target. Or, I guess you're right, just token. Damn. Okay, it is just... It's not even fight. That's just gonna kill the baby. Here I am thinking, like, oh, it's gonna be able to fight other tokens. All the tokens are babies in this set. Like, there's a couple that are more than that, but maybe you fight a fish. The bees! The bees! The pain. I'm gonna fight that fish. You fight Merit Liege. I like the curve on this one a lot more. It's way more my style than having a ton of 5s. Valley Rally is a card I absolutely wanted one of in the deck. This is like a finisher for us. Like, that's something I'm happy to have. I'm also not feeling bad about Sazcap's Brew. I don't think I'm playing either of those. Fight target blitzball player. Alright. So, very aggressive, willing to play, like a lot of these aggressive style cards to push us forward. That, and then we get to play like 2 more cards for free. I like the Brazen Collector into like 4s. I think that's gonna be a powerful maneuver. That's probably too much. Yeah, I'm thinking about it frilled as like more copies of Pathmaker and the ability to keep us rolling and into like expending. Um, I might be overvaluing the draw on this, but I really like that for keeping us like moving in a game. The other thing with the frilled spark shooter is that if it's not active, we're probably in like a really bad position anyway. Yeah, that's why I want to have Zezcap's Brew in here. "17 creatures, that's pretty good. I actually don't think I want a tapped land in this curve. Like, tapped green source seems really poor. Let's roll with this as is, kind of give it a run, and see where it leads. Kind of see what works, what doesn't. If, like, maybe we are too heavy on those 5s. How well that double green works out, things like that. Alright. Having Zezcap's Brew means that we're able to do a lot better things going on here. Also, we get to start with Hired Claw on one. Have fun. Like, you know. Have fun. Okay. Good blocker. We're going to choose not to activate it this turn because I want to play the Mentor. And we want to play the Blacksmith talent. We can upgrade the Blacksmith talent and it hands off the Equip the Sword every turn from that point on. And then it can hand off Double Strike on the second activation, so... Alright, they're looking. Okay. Let's go, So if I want to equip, I probably just activate instead. We're gonna path make. And land off the top. Okay. One drop doing 9 damage on its own is pretty sick. There was a reason I was pretty happy when I saw Hired Claw as our pickup. I think the card's wild. I think the card has a lot of power to it. I think our opponent's in a very, very tense situation. Anyway. I feel pretty confident in our aggression in this deck. I love the roughshod duo here is really cool for being able to play and then immediately get value out of, like on the expend, because you spend 3 and then any follow-up gets you the immediate, like, handoff trample +1/+1, which makes this a 5/3 trample. They can double block on Hired Claw, they lose everything and go to 1. And then the Blacksmith talent is our late game threat because it hands off double strike and haste to equipped creatures. Like, which means that our sword here that just hands off +1/+1 hands off. Alright. Do we? There's not like, there might be a whelming wave? Is that what we have? Oh, that ain't it. Yeah, every single threat and... So, yeah, this can attack on 1, and then ping, and then also pump. And if I just want to go in on this, it attacks for 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, on turns 2, 3, 4, 5. And that alone is like a lethal... Like, that's... You know, I just counted up 18. From my 1 drop. So, like, if you don't have anything else going on, and if you do, like, you can pump it, like, maybe on 2, and then, like, just keep it at a 2/3 or a 3/4 threat, and that's also big enough to, Alright, well. Yeah, and then? Is that good? Spend more to get more if you so desire. Yes, scales very well. This is odd. Damn. They must not have the black mana, or like have it, but they can't afford to wait. They're looking for a quicker answer. Okay. We're our opponent needs some answers very quickly. Are you ready? This is the mono aggression deck that you were warned about. This is the mono red aggression deck that wakes you up in a cold sweat. This is... Oof. I'm on 2 lands. If they wrath me, Hearthfire Hero kills them. I am +4 on all attacks. Like, you... I've got you on the 50-50 every turn. I'm off color, I don't have a 3rd land, you're dead. Sadly, I don't think I can, like, make this deck go even further in on that. Like, I have a couple 2-drops that are just sort of, like, generally there. I could try and drop the curve even harder, but I do think that Brazen Collector still functions very well with our 4s. So... Oh... Alright, sure. Yeah, this looks great. A+. So I'm gonna go Valley Mightcaller here. Valley Mightcaller, will get pumped off Collector, will get pumped off Boxer and such. So we'll get a little more, like, quicker aggression and might get the removal out of our opponent. It might just also trade. That's also fine. I don't think I need to attack with it, though. I think I can just wait. Because, like, next turn I can go ahead and play a Bark Knuckle Boxer. Bloomin' Blast! That's 2 in, 2 out. I don't think you picked the right threat there. I think you were too scared. Pathmaker? Pathmaker trades poorly with the Scribe, but it also, like... I could also just go Hired Claw Activation. I'm gonna go Pathmaker. Sweet! That's our land for next turn. That's nice. We can't pig. It's weird because our mana comes after combat. So I can, like, post-combat pig, but, you know, it's funky. We can still, like, land, claw, activation, claw, boxer. Like, that's still available to us. You know, I just don't believe you. Bare Knuckle Boxer is the first card with Boxer in its name. There's a couple pugilists, right? I remember the one that like makes treasure on hits and stuff. That one being pretty cool. No blocks, thanks. I'm fine. That's cool. You've got gift card. Okay, cool. This is actually a really cool card. +1/+0 and trample and draw a card. If there was a mouse, you get +1. But like, I think I'm the aggressor here. So I'm gonna leave the boar. We're not doing the boar yet. And the reasoning is, it's my secret source of damage. That's my finisher connecting. Because right now, I'm putting our opponent at 7, and I have access to boar on the follow-up. So, like, if they just go, like, Wrath, that's fine. Yeah, see, like this. Like, that's pretty good. They shouldn't attack. I hope they do, but they shouldn't. Is that better? I can haste another body? Is that lethal? So it's like this. On you. You can't block. Boxer. The Boxer's Omen. Yeah. Damn! Ooh! We are... This is an aggro deck that I am just in love with. Also, I have to say, Expend is playing a lot better than it did in my mind. And it already played pretty good in my mind. A lot of the Expend cards being like, for instance, Wandertail Mentor is something we play on 2 and can get us to 4, and that's like its normal case. But also just like, I play this on 2 and then, or on 4, like this alone, and then another 2 drop, and it immediately triggers. Like, the thing about Expend is, and I mentioned this before, but I don't think I fully, like, got the way that we weave. You're already casting spells. That's like a thing you do in the game of Magic. You know? Like, you already, like, yeah, it's like, it's an effect that rewards you for lands and spells and combinations as Betamax Hipster, and that is exactly, like, damn. I really like doing that thing, and thus the cards are good for it. Like, in my mind, it's like, oh, we're playing an aggro deck, when am I hitting 4? And the answer is turn 4. That's the turn you're hitting 4 mana. And they'll put, like, in this deck, we have, like, what, like 4 ramp cards? Right, too? Having the raccoon, the first striking raccoon that gives us mana also lets us cheat that in fun ways. I almost feel like this deck wants the 1 mana, like, +1/+3 untap trick, like, just as, like, a winning combat scenario. Raccoon folk are wanderers, allowing their whims and desires for self-discovery to take... Yeah, we've got the raccoon, the mentor raccoon. Grandmaster Ham. You know, this one just ain't it. We can do better than a 5-drop I can't cast. This one is also not it. This one isn't great. I'm not super in love with this one. but it has a curve, it has a plan. What does this thing do? Each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of... Oh, that's... interesting. Alright. Okay. We have 4 lands. That works out well for us, because we're able to, like, get... No blocks. Thanks. This card's a sorcery. Alright. Our opponent missed the land drop. I'm just gonna kill everything they play. And that's what they're gonna do too. That's actually their plan. They're just sitting on a lot of removal. Okay. Let's be... Whenever you gain or lose life, bats get +1 to touch. Okay, so that just gets to die. Let's think on this. Okay. War Squeak lets us, like, draw a creature and immediately play it, and then also get a blocker out of the way. We can also put it on Heartfire Hero as a +1/+1. Because Heartfire Hero also has the... That's its Valiant trigger. Iron Claw, I think, is the magnet for removal here. I think our opponent's holding 1 kill. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Too much green mana. So we want... And then activate this. Okay. The idea there is that we have the pings from Hired Claw and the death triggers from Heartfire Hero to kill our opponent with. That should hopefully be enough to get around this. They have to, like, -X the hero, or else it has a death trigger, which just deals 3 to our opponent, perhaps more. They can gain life off the Rot Collar. That thing drains for X, where X is their, you know, friends in black. Squirrels, bats, lizards, rats. I like the ways those are ordered. Squirrel, bat, lizard, rat. That has a good cadence. I think they have to be on, like, removal and playing defensive as part of this, but, like, choosing what the removal is. Also, like, we might be able to kill them with just Hired Claw attack activations, right? Like... Okay, Banishing Light gets around the death trigger. They can't attack. And now they have to chump block. They have to chump. So that brings them to 3, and we have a hired claw. So both of our attackers are lethal now. They need a way to stop both of our creatures. One of my favorite things about Bloomburrow is they only have the valley. They left everything outside of it untouched. We could have bug fables again. We could have like a return that focuses on bees and insects or something. Or maybe we return and we have an adventuring party out into the wild wastes. Well, excited for Hollow Knight. Land of stoats, skunks, and lizards. Like, because we know the lizards are from outside of there. Did you see the way that our mana sort of like stopped on 4? Mold of 5 wasn't even worth. Yeah, this deck is. I'm so glad that we're getting 2 sides of the format here, and like, you know, I always like to try different things with my drafts. Like I like to talk out the way that I'm making these choices. There's ways of being disciplined. There's ways of being blinded. There's ways of riding the waves. There's ways of taking different paths. And I think this one worked out in a more direct route, whereas our first one was a little more experimental into the format. There's one thing I don't like about Bloomburrow, just Magic in general. I feel like you get the makes Eternal War even less likely. There's a Eternal War already on the calendar for next year. Like, that one is a known upcoming set in 2025. So, I have very good news for you. I see what you mean. I'm sorry. Hey, buddy. Frog? Oh, our opponent's still... Okay. Bear. Okay, yeah, Bear needs to move over. Our opponent was in like, thinking if they were keeping or not. Anyway, hello, my name is Brazen Collector. This card is so strong. Alright, let's get Pathmaker going. And there's our land for next turn. How nice! Ain't it great? Damn, this thing's sweet. So this one just grabs the top land off your deck. It's a really good card. There's our land for turn. Here's our Hired Claw for turn. I think I'm going to take out the trash. We'll discard Forest. And then we'll all out. And then they'll take damage and we'll get to activate Hired Claw. So they can ramp to something big, but in green-white, it's a lot more likely to be like something wide, a lot of rabbits or something, and boar can match up pretty nicely to that. Also, Hired Claw is still here. Love you, Hired Claw. Brazen Collector, the best red uncommon in the set. It certainly is playing so strongly here. I don't know what the full set of them is, but in this deck, it's showing its merits. We haven't seen a lot of 3-tough, like, creatures are kind of smaller in general. Okay, there's something with 3 toughness finally. Did you know? This boar has reach. Is my opponent wrestling me? Oh, crap. Coruscant Mage. Well, it's not Coruscant Mage, but it's basically Coruscant Mage. So, to talk about this boar, in any other set, this card having reach would be like a thing to me that's like, that's weird. You must understand, we live in a world where, like, we are a tiny lizard or a tiny raccoon or, like, here's this frog at the top of the lookout. This thing has reach because it's huge. It's gigantic. It's too tall. You can't fly past the boar. The boar is huge. It's gonna get you. You gotta watch out. The boar's tall. The lookout also has a very cute, like, a dew scope. Yeah, this is just pig. Oh, big. Actually, give me 1 second. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm also enjoying the way that, like, so we aren't just playing, like, we're in green-red, which is, like, raccoons are the main thing, but we're not just playing raccoons, we're playing, like we have some powerful lizard effects, we have some powerful, frog friends, we have some, we have some good stuff to keep going with. This is perfect, this is fine. This is gruel. This is the most cruel. Ba-da-da-dun, dun, 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 dun. Ba-da-da-dun, dun, 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 dun. This frog is about to chop a mountain in half. Let me tell you, we have found ourselves Masa and Mune, and we are running. Permanent. Oh, we are running the table. It's turn 3, you're on 9, and I'm going to produce another 11 attack power on my turn, right? No, more than 11. I'm going to produce... Okay, yeah, if you didn't do that, you were dead. That is correct. Yeah, you got it. That card still is first strike. So cool thing about this, this is a, you know, discard draw two. It can also give power. This is a discard draw two that hits for a +2, which makes it way more dangerous. You got it, boss. Alright. It needs it. It does. Generally, tormenting voice effects need a little bit more than just being tormenting voice to be playable. The one from Brothers War, for instance, was enough of an addition that made it good. Things like that. So having extra text on there does make the card a lot more viable. For us, it lets us, like, keep gas with, like, you know, we can discard lands and keep gas going while still pressuring, right? And you know, making our first striker 4 power. 4 power first striker means it ain't dying in a combat, that's for sure. Birdfolk of the Valley make their homes in... Oh, okay, goodbye. This is the non-full art mountain. I think the non-full art lands also have just some incredible art. I love the, like, this, like, built into a rock side. We have all these little, you know, homes. Datums. Alright, Datums. This ain't it. We can do better. Yeah, this is fine. I'm just gonna put the boar back. I don't like getting rid of the boar here, but like 1, 2, 3 here is just the end of the game, so... Perhaps that means I get rid of the boar because, like, I want to be able to cast spells that I draw. Anyway. Champion of the Parish, go. Yeah, not happy putting the boar back, but it is the correct choice. -2/-2 has to happen, or else they're dead. We're gonna continue Bark Knuckle. The ramp on the Collector isn't, like, really doing anything. Whereas here, if I draw another 2-drop, like this, I can go... 1... 2... And these are indestructible. Ooh, okay. Well, this doesn't do too much. Immediately. Oh, this is awkward. I might hold the Roughshod duo here. We might have to just attack with Valley Mentor. The Wandertail Mentor. Like... Okay. We want to draw one of the lizards right now. We want to draw the lizard of, like, draw a card off the top of the deck, because that turns on everything forever. Ooh, this is too big. Vigilance, too. Ooh, that's... Okay. Well, you know? Drain 2. Okay, our opponent's gotten the big birds, And we're not great at dealing with big birds. Okay. We couldn't have known that we were going to draw that many lands in a row, though. That's too much foresight in my mind. Because, like, if we get rid of the boar, if we keep the boar, we keep the 2-lander. We do have a curve with that, but like we have a ton of spells that are just super dead on the drop. Maybe I don't know. I'm like obviously looking at this board. The boar is the board debreaker. Like certainly in hindsight, but I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure in my mind that that was correct because there's no way I could know that my next 4 draws were land. We're still fine here. We have a lot of draws that put us live. Our Tormenting Voice really would help here. That's pretty bad. I kind of needed that trample to be able to interact with our opponent here. I think we just died a... The Flyers? Ooh, love the Shrike Force. I will discard a card. Okay. I don't think that's enough. Technically me attacking for lethal. A lot of first strike in there. Alright. That's alright. We've still got 2 more games up our sleeves. The aggressive start in this one was super strong, though. Really liked that. Forest Flun. Alright, what do we got? Bare Knuckle Boxer. This is fine. Uh-oh. Okay. Hello. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we've got the Gruul aggro on the other side, too. Ooh, this is an interesting one. 5-mana destruction. Let's get Brazen Collector going. Hunter's Talent. That's... Ooh, okay, I can't leave that on the table. Target attack, target creature gets +1/+1 trample. Okay. They've just got a 3/3 Menacer. That's fine. We want... We want to get the most on board. So this isn't upgraded. They need to upgrade it and then upgrade it again. And they don't have the mana to do that. They can just attack us for 4. That card's really good as like a fight. Yeah, the art is really good. Alright, so we take 4 here. I'm not gonna block here. That's too much of a loss from us. Okay. I believe this is just Combat Pathmaker Pass. I see. So if we don't draw the land here, I have to post-combat the boar. We'll have to think on this because the Valley Rally might just be better. Like, the Valley Rally might kill. I kind of want them to upgrade the talent because it's a lot of mana sunk into not, like, anything that matters right now. Like, yeah, it draws them a card now. Like, they have a 4-power creature, but it's just, like, not a lot that actually, like, changes the outcome of the board. Okay. So because they played Raccoon Rallier, that can give a creature haste. Combined with the talent being able to hand off trample, I have to play a little defensively here. Alright, and then here we just go ahead and... I think this one's easy. I think this is... So this is 9... Valley Rally? So this is... I play Roughshod Duo, attack. I'll have enough mana because of Brazen Collector. That'll trigger Roughshod Duo to hand off Trample as well. We trample over the Raccoon and kill. I will not give you a food. And here we go. That's not drool? Well, they are drool. Drool? That's such a fun set of combinations with our expend. Again, being able to, like, the like, weaving through here where it's like we can play Roughshod Duo under the expend, and then we're able to go ahead and play the Valley Rally on it. The other, I could have just also, like, War Screeked the Roughshod Duo for the same type of effect. This no longer blocks. Everything gets to haste in, which is like 4, 4, 4, 8, 10, 13, 14. Still lethal. But like we get to show off kind of the fun bits with Brazen Collector and the like here. That's yeah. All right, and that's Gruul. That's Gruul, everybody. Hope you enjoyed Gruul. Dang. Very happy with both drafts. I know that the bird draft kind of fell in a hole, but like drafts don't always, I've talked a lot about not cherry picking things, and we get to watch the process so that we can learn more for the next one. I think there's some pretty powerful bird stuff that can be done in here, especially in support of maybe a mice deck. I think depending on 5 drops that eat removal is not where you want to be. Anyway, let's open up some cards. Sometimes you get a jalopy, it's true. Let's open up cards. Let's take one last look at cards from the set so we can we got a million packs to open. You'd think birds wouldn't fall in a hole, but I've learned anything from Yu-Gi-Oh. Holes are very... So let's just take a look. Again, Finch Formation's bird token is so cute. This is an exact copy of a card from Outlaws. It was like Trick Shot. It's very funny to me. Scale of Shale is a really cool trick. This gets cheaper for lizards, affinity for lizards. And is a really strong trick for like both busting through a big creature and also keeping a life race in your thing. So I think this is a really neat card, especially for an aggro deck like imagine what we were doing, but instead of in green, put that deck in black and have it give us stuff like Scale of Shale and bits like that, and the deck also can work. Trick Shot in a set where there's actually things to hit, like, the Finch Formation. We were playing this, I don't think we needed it in the deck. Like, we didn't need a 5-drop kill spell. We probably wanted more low. Honestly, that might have been better as just, like, any combat trick. Sincera's nice. We got, Windrake with a little bit of helping if you've done your bat thing. You get a Surveil. The Surveil is nice because it helps out all the other setups, too. Surveil is a strong piece for rats and squirrels, getting us to Threshold and having things to eat. We're here to praise the sun. I want to play Chrono Trigger. Seeing all these frogs makes me want to play Chrono Trigger. That's just a thing, right? Like I'm just feeling it. Like I'm feeling frog. This is our like common removal spell, and also the art on this is dang. But like, you either lose 2 life or you hand off 3 life to your opponent. It's a nice back and forth on the choice. Talked about the duos, think they're quite cool. This is a card that makes our rabbit deck function. Like your go wide spirit rabbits will help you. This is cute. That's cute. There's a lot of good 1-drops in this set, by the way. Preview season, I was asleep. I keep making Corridor Creeper jokes with this card, but I think the card's like, this is a real-ass card. This thing's huge. And if you're in, like, Squirrel, like, blue-black / green-black, where you have a graveyard focus, this even cares about exile, so, like, even if you're doing frog stuff, you can remove them and still get the body for cheaper, so... When creatures die, I get cheaper. No! Help! You gotta help them! Stormcatch Mentor is a card that I think is like something to make waves with in a like replacement for Electromancer sort of way. It's not perfect replacement for Electromancer because it has like dies to Bowmaster sort of thing, so there's a cost there, but it's also like a very powerful card. And then Repel Calamity is interesting for being, this is like the Vanquish, or like this is both our like Smite the Monstrous type removal or toughness. It's both power or toughness. We're finally getting like that combination card. We've seen like Valorous Stance. Valorous Stance was toughness 4 or indestructible, and like we've had Smite the Monstrous a million times of like 4 or greater, and this hits both sides. So. Okay, so this is as we've seen, bats like losing life on their turn, and this is the Bat Dark Confidant. But what if your Dark Confidant came with a second Dark Confidant? How great what cost are you willing to pay for greatness? How much life? I love this. Like, just, you can have a second Dark Confidant if you want it. You can just pay it without black. It's fine. You have life gauge in your deck, right? It'll be okay. Just don't reveal your 4s. Blah! Salvation Swan here is a Restoration Angel, and it's very good at being that because it also lets you do it on any other bird. It's a little smaller than Resto, and it has like the same sort of style of like non-angel was Resto's target, so it's similar in a lot of ways. We talked about Dawn's Truce during the story section. Important. Maha is just an incredible like owl to behold. Jackdaw. I like this card. I think this card was one of our more powerful pieces. Yeah, Salvation Swan hands off flying, and then like so that you can't like keep flickering the same thing. Zarlene, we talked about. Coiling Rebirth. Return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Then if you gifted the card, make an offspring of it, as long as it wasn't legendary. Because obviously if you make a copy of a legendary creature, it's gonna like fail. But this is so cool of like, yeah, bring back, like you get the spirit and the body. Like it's a cool card. Gift is such a neat like question. No. So the seasons weren't something we talked about. We saw this in Draft 2, but we didn't really mention it. The seasons are a mythic cycle of cards that all have this little paw print mode bit where you can choose any number of modes based on 5 paws. So you could just go draw, 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 draw. And this card draws you 5 cards for 6 mana, which is above what you usually pay for that. Or you could go draw, copy a creature, copy a creature. Or you can go copy a creature, bounce everything that isn't tokens in land. Or you can draw 3 cards and copy a creature. You can draw 2 cards and bounce the board. Like, this has so much flexibility, and all of these do. They're really nifty cards. I repeat this every time I see it. I wish when you roll the wild card, it was just like show a random card, so it feels a little better on the opening. Yeah. We didn't talk about Glarb. Like card-wise, Glarb has the ability to just play lands off the top, which is already great, and has the Surveil to set up playing things off the top, which is like really strong Future Sight style stuff. Is a noble. Is sitting doing a Dracula pose on some lily pads. His moistness. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna read Storm Splitter. Storm Splitter, 3 in a red. Otter Wizard has haste. Whenever you cast Sinister Sorcery, create a token that's a copy of Storm Splitter. Exile a token at the beginning of your next end step. So, I have Storm Splitter, and I untap, and I play a spell, and I make a Storm Splitter. And then I play another spell. I make... Oh, sorry, that's a copy. I make 2 Storm Splitters. Then I play a third spell. And well, now I have 4 Storm Splitters, so I'm going to make 4 more Storm Splitters. You can see how this gets out of control very quickly. At your 5th, 6th spell, you've got lethal. Because this isn't just one copy, it's 1, 2, 4, 8, you know. Don't, if somebody's playing this, don't let them untap with it. If they untap with it, they're gonna kill you. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna ask you how to blitz, and then you're gonna die. You're gonna get shoved. Alright. Plays well with actual Storm. When Reptilian Recruiter enters... choose target creature. If it's 2 or less power, or you control another lizard, take it. Okay. So this is like, I will call in the baby, or if you have another lizard, you get to steal. That's weird. Like, lizards, I mean, threaten makes sense in lizards, but like the like 2 or less power, that's a weird, like, bit. Dowerport Mage is a card that I see having a ton of power with it. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, draw a card. This is a card that, it being printed today, I would expect it to just have a once per turn clause on it, and it doesn't. Like, there's a lot, like that's a very, like, common, like, line we see is, like, a limiter on effects like this. This one doesn't. Very dour. Find your own mooring. Stop clogging shipping lanes. Get the hell out of here. Alright, last one. Starseed Mentor. This thing's huge. You know, I was looking at, like, Night Fisher. Like, Night Fisher looks like junk compared to our friend, the Starseed Mentor. 2 colors, obviously. But, like... Ooh, Mind Whisker. This thing's really cool, because it, the -1/-0 is pretty big when, like, we're in a world with a lot of little tokens around. And, like, the Surveil every turn does let you slowly build up to that pretty easily. Well, ain't that a pickle. Hey, did you know Raccoon Rallier can activate your Valiant every turn? That's nifty. I should have been playing this. I should have been playing, yeah. I should, anyway. That's it. We got in 2 drafts and the talk in under 4 hours. 3.5. 2 drafts, got some sweet, got to talk a lot about our cool cards, got to take a look at all of our but so we have the Bramble Hero, and we also have in here, I think there's the bundles. Yeah. Cruel Claw, Helga, Gev, Phineas. I'm gonna have to pick up one of these, dang it. I'm gonna have to, like, I've been playing as Quint for a while, but I think it's time. Quint would, like, be, giant elephant shows up. Oh my goodness. I might have to switch to, like, Helga or Cruel Claw. Both are really good. Yeah, they're all really, I don't know how to choose. Anyway. That's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this. I really enjoyed jumping into Bloomburrow. We're gonna be doing a bunch of this as we normally do with the set coming out. We're gonna, like, just roll in and try to get some more. Try to get, like, one of these in on, like, Thursday, and maybe this takes over Friday this week too. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to catch more, you can always follow us in your life. Thank you everybody for the subs today. I appreciate it a lot. I just appreciate you being here and having a good time. Hope you enjoyed the story time and the set talking time. I'd love to hear feedback on that as well, as far as like if there's more of a way for me to like make that like make more sense, or maybe more cohesive, different mechanics to focus on. And this is kind of an experiment in that, and it's something I want to keep going forward. Obviously, we won't have Duskmorn for a couple months, and by that I mean we'll have that in exactly 55 days. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.